A Screenwriter Guide. Chapter 1. A Screenwriting Guide. Screenwriting Info. Most movies are developed and written by the people who make them. Very few freelance, so-called spec scripts ever get produced, but if you write a good one, it could land you a writing job in the business. Start off by writing short query letters to literary agents who handle screenplays describing your story in one page. Literary agents are constantly bombarded with query letters because there are so few of them and so many people out there who think they've got the next big blockbuster hit. Most agents manage a dozen or so writers, and they probably got them through connections in the business, either schmoozing connections or quite often either a professional writer from a related field, media or academics, or someone who works in the business in a job other than writing. You could be the world's greatest writer and no one will give you the time of day because they can't be bothered searching through all the query letters they get trying to find that one diamond in the rough. Almost everybody thinks they can write. Almost everybody working in the entertainment industry thinks they got a great idea for a movie. Go to the website to.moviesjoy.cc/home and look through the movies. I rarely watch any of them because it seems like the time of great movies is gone. It seems like it's about putting something out to make money. One guy calls it chewing gum for the masses. If you dazzle an agent with your query letter, he will ask you to send him the screenplay and take it from there. Some agents will look at your screenplay if you pay a $500 or so fee to get it critiqued by a reputable professional beforehand and he or she gives it a high rating. You can find ads for so-called professional readers in the entertainment trade websites, newspapers, and magazines. Most studios and movie production companies will not consider unagent scripts. Some will if you sign a release form releasing them from all liability should you accuse them of stealing your idea at some point in the future. Find information on the film and TV industries at backstage.com/resources. Find agents at backstage.com/resources/search/agent. You might try to contact the so-called celebrities who could play the lead role for your main character. For example, if you write a romantic comedy, you might try to contact some of the movie stars who are known for those type of roles. If they like your script, you're in business. Get their addresses through research. Most public figures are online. There are screenplay contests out there. Some are scams charging money to enter. There's a large cottage industry around the field of screenwriting with scam artists everywhere, particularly the people who offer to critique your screenplay and others who offer workshops, etc., claiming to be able to put you in contact with managers and producers for a fee. The only sensible way is to get a job in a studio or at an agency and make friends with the insiders, then show them your script. TV writer career. It's just as hard to break into TV writing as it is to sell a movie screenplay, both because all the insiders already have their own ideas they're trying to pitch and thousands of outsiders are trying to pitch their ideas too. If you want to try it, pick your TV show, write either or both a treatment which is shorter than actually writing the script, or go ahead and write out the entire script for an episode. Do not create your own TV series. No one is ever going to give anybody unknown their own TV series. Nobody's got the guts to take that kind of risk, even if it's a great story. The guy who created one of them crime scene investigation shows says he saw a show on the Discovery Channel about forensic crime investigation, sent a letter to an agent, and the next thing he knew he had his own TV show. Get the name of the producer and the studio name. Send this person a script. In TV, some producers might actually read the script, some might steal the idea. It has happened before, without you having an agent, but with movies, there's almost no way a studio will read your script without you having an agent. You make money by either writing scripts or working as a staff writer for a show. As a staff writer, you work with a number of other people together writing a show as a team. If you're friendly, you network yourself into writing jobs. A few sitcoms last for 10 years or more, but most last a season or two, so after that, you'll be looking for work again. With television writing, it's a question of understanding the show's repeating characters and how they interact. You will need to successfully intertwine a couple of story ideas in and amongst those relationships that already exist. They aren't your original characters, you're borrowing them. It's what you do with them that counts. Write a story for a show you like that you know. As a writer, certain ideas have occurred to you as you've watched each episode. This is the time to put these ideas down on paper and see if you can make a coherent story out of it. What you need to write first is a treatment of the script. A treatment is a narrative description of the storyline and could run anywhere from 10 to 25 pages in length. It details all of the action without dialogue and generally lets a producer or, more likely, an agent understand the plot without having to spend an entire evening reading the script. In a way, it's less demanding than the dialogue since you must concentrate on all of the action and interrelated events. Be sure the story has a beginning, middle, and end that go together and make sense. Coherence is what the agent or producer wants to see. Once you've written the treatment, it's probably time to look for an agent if you don't have one already. The big studios would much rather work through an agent than deal directly with the writer. There have been a few lawsuits about writers who claim the studios filmed their scripts without their permission. They claim the studio turned down their script and filmed a similar version of it. Some of these lawsuits have ruled in the writer's favor, others have dismissed the lawsuit as bogus. Either way, studios would rather work with an agent since there is an extra party involved in the transaction who can attest to the script's authenticity and the studio's decisions about it. An agent can usually get you in the front door. No reputable agent would charge a fee to read your treatments/scripts. The entertainment industry is full of scam agents looking to prey on the naive wanting to get into showbiz. You send a query letter much as you would do to a magazine when you have a work you think they may be interested in publishing. Your mission with the agent query is to make it look so good it practically places itself on the top of the pile. The letter must have excitement oozing out of your story idea so good the agent can't resist scheduling an interview with you. It should be a one-page letter detailing your credentials as both a writer and an authority on the subject matter of your script, if appropriate. You should also be able to sum up your script idea in one paragraph or two. Producers understand concepts in terms of 2 or 3 sentences. If you can't easily sum it up, the script is probably of poor quality or too complex to film. Your identification with the show and its characters is also important, so tell the agent in the letter why you picked this show to write about. You don't have to write about an existing show. You can script for a television pilot or a new film. If writing by snail mail, include a self-addressed, stamped envelope with the query to allow agents to respond to you. They may anyway if you're good, but inclusion of the SASE shows that you are both a professional and familiar with the particulars of the query process. If you think you've written a good episode for a TV series, don't be afraid to send it off directly to the production company or the network. You can search out a producer, approach him or her out in public and hand him the script. You gotta make contacts first, then get the job. This means that you gotta get a menial job in the business first, like be a secretary, then make contacts as you learn about what's going on. Writing definitions according to the Writers Guild of America. The UGA, WGA.org, has specific terms and minimal fees for writers' services such as the following. A story is literary or dramatic material indicating the characterization of the principal characters and containing sequence and action. It typically runs 10 to 20 pages. A treatment is an adaptation of a book, short story, play or other literary work in a form suitable as the basis for a screenplay. It is basically a story adapted from another work. A first draft screenplay refers to the first complete draft of a script with individual scenes in continuity and with full dialogue. A rewrite is a revision to a screenplay that involves significant changes in plot, storyline, or interrelationship of characters. A polish is a revision to a screenplay that is not as involved as a rewrite. It is considered to be about half the work of a rewrite. The UGA has rules about writing fees. Fees to contribute to health and pension funds a screenplay or buyer must pay on behalf of UGA writers, and also residuals or reuse payments when the film appears in other formats like video, DVD and on TV. Pension and health payments generally run about 12.5% of the writer's fee. The contracted writing fee is paid over the time period the work is written. How it is broken down is individually negotiated, but there are certain standard protocols as follows. Half of the money for each step is paid when the step is started and half is paid on delivery. The writing period for a first draft screenplay is generally 8 to 10 weeks. It is assumed that the writer will be working on it full-time in that time period. A rewrite is 6 to 8 weeks long. Polishes are 2 to 4 weeks long. In between these stages, the movie producers have reading periods up to 4 weeks long where they read the product and suggest changes. There are 3 basic types of writing credit given to screenwriters. Story by, who the original story was written by which is not in screenplay form such as a novel or short story. Screenplay by, who the screenplay was written by if it was adapted from another work and the screenwriter is different from the writer of the original story. Written by, if the story and the screenplay are written by the same writer. Beyond all this, in order to qualify for UGA membership plus pension benefits, you have to earn X amount of points according to their credit system for everything that you write and sell.